Yeah, welcome back to horse racing today for Hump Day with Hollywood Hay at Gulfstream Park today. Solid day yesterday at Parks. We both only had one race that we spent our $100 in, and both collected our bets, so that's a pretty positive thing in there. Got
Yeah.
that late pick four, so happy about that too. Hopefully today in South Miami, where the temperatures are warmer, our picks can be warmer. I feel like though there's a real chance today's card could be really chalky in there today because it's a few race horses and just about every race that look like they're a little bit better than the rest.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I was very disappointed yesterday in that one pick four. I was the horse that I had in the third leg was leading deep in the stretch, and that poor thing went lame, broke down, had to van it off. If it hadn't happened, I would have won that pick four. So,
The 9 horse, yeah, I had that one too.
yeah, I felt really bad. I hate to see that when that happens to a horse.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could tell the jockey right away something was up because he pulled up on that 9
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the last pick four, I think I went the first 3 horses were the first pick, and then the last leg was the second pick, and the first pick ended up finishing second. So that was it was all right. Okay
Yeah.
day. We're hoping for a better day. We got some free picks today at Tampa Bay Downs. So we're going to be all Florida today. Gulfstream for us. Free picks at Tampa Bay Downs. You can get them in the link in the description below. I know they're kind of slow at Gulfstream Park to get going, but we probably should so that we don't miss the opener.
Okay, so in this first race, we're going to go at a short distance of 5.5 furlongs, and we're going to do on the all weather. It's a claiming race, 17,500. Purse 28,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
And to get that third W on 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta early speed bunch, 38% win wire to wire. Outside is better than inside, although the rail is fair, so the rail evens things out. Speed does matter in race 1. We do 1,000 simulations to see who's got the best chance to get the lead. That is right there. And then based upon our projected pace, we look at that, compare it to the horse's best performances, and see how likely today's race will match the top efforts for all the horses in here. Score above 50 is the best. Terry, who's got the best chance to lead?
Well, as you can see, the 9 has the most speed, but there's 3 or 4 others that are pretty close to him. So if that 9 does not get a good break, then it's anyone's guess. The 4 has an overlay from even money to 5 to 2, all show par plus and all show comfort zones.
So yeah, we create our own odds here. 1,000 simulations, we project out the winner, and based upon how often that horse wins, so 50% of the time, look like it actually won. Along with our simulations, we do pace handicapping or trip handicapping. These horses want to be on the lead. EP can be on the lead or pressure horse. They want to follow the leader. PC types can really be anywhere on the track, and here are your closers. Pace makes the race. Our good friend Chris Parmalou says that's the case. Minxie will be out of the box the quickest. Look like it, and there's that other horse, DeMar Legacy. Might have to work for that lead today. At the end of the race, there's one horse that has a lot more late speed than the rest. That's the 4. Look like it. Every 5 points equals about 1 length. So that's about a length more late speed. It's also our top total pacing horse here, Terry. 11 points better than Clay Soldier. Anytime you're above 10, that horse is worthy of strong consideration, and we both considered it to be the top pick.
Yeah, the 4 look like it has finished in the money in 3 races out of her 4 career starts, winning 2 of the starts. Drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Del Mar's Legacy, the 9 is the second choice, is finishing the money in 3 races out of her 5 starts at Gulfstream Parks, winning 2 of those. Drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Bubbly Champagne, the 2, won her last race at Gulfstream Park. Her best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters, actually tied with another horse, and she has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. My long shot is the 5 Classic Diva. She comes in from Colonial Downs to Tri-Parks Racing. She has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets here for me.
I'm going to start with the 4-2. Look like it. Our even money sim favorites. Only 3-1 now, so I'm a little worried, but did run the top last race speed figure. We did see it has, and it was 4 points better than anybody else. We saw that it had that huge pace advantage. Should be involved early, most late speed. It's the first start after a pretty decent sized layoff, but it's also taking a 1 length drop in class. DeMar's Legacy, the 9-horse, biggest class dropper in the field, nearly 2 length class dropper for this one, and it is the lone EP type, so it can run up front or it can be patient if necessary. Minxie, the 3-horse, should be forward. Speed and just missed in its last race, which was the first after some time on the sidelines. Has a maintenance workout in between races to keep the saw sharp. And then Bubbly Champagne, the 2-horse, better pace from start to finish in its last. This one likes the distance, finishing in the money, 6 out of 7. We have $100 that we can spend however we wish, invest. So I'm going to start with $15, and I'm going to do a $15 double, 4 and 4. I should have probably wore the 4 hat instead of the 6 hat to get started. If you're looking for some value in this race, well, right now the 4-horse looks like the value. We have that at 1-to-1 odds, and it's 5-2. Bubbly Champagne's also 5-2. Your favorite right now is that 9-horse at 2-1. Any other value in there, Terry? Well, the 8-horse perhaps at 11-1. It's 44-1, so 4 times that in that respect. So everybody else in there probably fairly priced to get going in race number 1. Well, we have a couple of seconds here before they load up. When the show is over, like we do every day, at horseracingtoday.net. Again, a link wherever you find us. We will recap the show. We'll put a replay of the show right here. You just click on that link. It'll open up, and you'll catch all of our notes, like you see here. All of our notes, as well as a replay of the show. And on YouTube, we will timestamp every single race. You can come back and watch them individually as you choose as the day progresses. And then finally, when you're at HRT Gear, hit the HRT Gear button right there. Get yourself some nice long sleeve T-shirts. It's kind of cool out there right now. I know in some places of the country, like Chicago right now, I think it's 10 degrees right outside those walls. Long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, they go pretty well this time of year. All right, so they're loading up. Shortly, we'll hear the baritone smooth voice of the enthusiastic call of Peter Aiello. Great guy. If you're ever down there at Gulfstream Park, so you can catch up with Pete and say hi. He's a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. Very accommodating, very nice, very supportive of what we've done at horse racing today so far. I think we're just waiting on the 8-horse and then the 9-horse, and they'll be off and running. There's the 4-horse. Looking like he wants to go in. He's a little bit hesitant at first to enter the gates, just to make sure that the settings are appropriate. He's getting a little bit of encouragement right now, but he's being a bit stubborn. And he says, all right, fine. I think. Because they've panned out to the front, so it's kind of hard to tell. I think they're still working to get the 4-horse look like it in the gate because they haven't positioned they're giving him a little encouragement from behind. It's funny because they push them from behind. And when you go to the track and you're in the paddocks or you're on horses, they tell you never go behind the horse because they kick, right?
Yeah.
And yet when they push them in, they go right behind. It just kills me. And they're around the horses all the time. So the 3-horse, the 4-horse, they have darted towards the front as they make their way down the backstretch. To the outside is the 9-horse. The 4-horse kind of a little wobbly on the track there a bit, but look like it does have the lead right now. To its outside is the favorite at 3-2, the 9-horse. They head through the opening quarter in a little under 23 seconds, so really not all that fast for 5.5 furlongs. They're making the turn. They're coming home. The 4-horse continues to lead. The 9-horse is in second place. Around the bend they come. Neither horse has really been asked to go just yet. The 4-horse does have those late legs. Question is, because he hold on as they come down the stretch. The 3 on the rail is the one that's trying to make an effort to get into that winner's circle. But it looks to me like at the wire it's going to be close, but it's going to go 4-9-3-6. 4-9-3-6. You know what? I'm pretty happy with that double, with that 4-horse, Terry, getting 7-2 odds.
Yeah, and you got a nice little trifecta there too with your ice cold.
Ice cold, baby. What is this double going to pay? The daily double 4-4 is going to pay. Hopefully, I have it 15 times, but it is the 3 is going to be the favorite in the next race. It looks tight, but if it 4 hits, 15 times 15, folks, my $100 budget is back into the plus column.
That's right.
Race number 2, Terry, is what you and I will do next. So let's talk about this one. A little bit of foreshadowing on my part as to which one I think is going to win.
All right. So race 2 is 6 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $17,500 claiming price. Purse $27,000 for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
Scary, great. Remember in Saratoga, the best 3-year-old female sprinter broke down before the wire, and 3-year-old male New York Thunder did the same thing. Yeah, I do remember that for sure. Both were undefeated. Were we at one of those races, Terry? Hi, Tatham. How are you?
I think so. Yeah, I think we were.
Park. I think we were at one of those where the horse is out front. Private Ross. It looks like he's a part of the show right there, Terry. No?
It does, absolutely.
Hey, Private, how are you? Good to see you. All right. So Tatham, Terry's best bet, 7th race, number 1. I'm a lucky man. I do think that horse has a pretty good chance. All right, Terry, race 2. What's the deal here?
Well, I just told you what it was, so now it's your turn.
All right. Well, all right. So race number 2. That effort is going to be 6 furlongs on the dirt course. That means early speed. 40% of the time, you get to the lead, you keep the lead, and you go wire to wire. Inside is better than outside, Mr. Terry. So with that in mind, who's got the speed where a lot go wire to wire?
Well, look at that 4 horse. Look at all the speed it shows. So it could get out of there and get to that quarter pole first. And that 4 also has a small overlay of 9-5 to 2-1. And the 7 has an overlay from 5-1 to 15-1. All but the 1 and 2 have par plus numbers. All but the 7 have a comfort zone. And the 1 and the 4, especially the 4, have really nice Q30s.
Yeah, look at that 4. 64% of all the clearing points. It's going to be forward. There's no question about that. This is a gringo horse, Terry. Green all across the board. A little bit of an overlay, a little bit of underlay. Top par plus, top chance to get the lead. Second best C-zone, top Q30. A lot of reasons or boxes, as our good friend Terry says. It's a lone E too, Terry. The 5 horse also wants to be in contention. 1, 2, and 6, they have not been close. The 3 and the 7, well, they're going to race for the first time today. Looking at that early speed, well, Rancho Vista is the fastest of the experienced horses. Late legs also belong to Happy Sunday. 4 really not in that mix, but that has a pretty good late speed in there. Your top total pace horse in here is the 5 over the 4, and then the 1. So maybe 5, 4, 1, one of these or both of these first-time starters, Terry. Which do you like?
Well, I like in here the 4 Rancho Vista. She ran second in her last race. Her best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning jockey. They added Lasix today. And then number 3 is my second choice, Candy and Wine. She is a first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 22% of the starts in maiden claiming races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey as well. Happy Sunday, the 5 is my 3rd choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 17% of the starts in the horse's first time while using Lasix. And then I like the 1 as my long shot. She has a high percentage winning trainer. The World Post is winning at a 19% clip, and Lasix is added. I'm going to play the very first pick 4 that we have access to. It's the 3-4-5 with the 5-7 with the 1-4-6 with the 1-4-5-6 and 8 $45 ticket.
I think the 4 horse gets the job done here too. Only horse so far, notwithstanding the first-time starters with a par race. Of the horses that have hit the board, top last race speed figure was 12 points higher than all the other experienced horses. It is the lone E, again, not considering what the 2 first-time starters do. And if the 3 or the 7 don't get to the lead, the 4 horse probably goes wire to wire in round 2 today as well. Number 3, Candy and Wine. That is the top-rated first-time starter. I wanted to consider it. The workouts were only okay, in my view. Really no standout workout. Consistent and solid. Happy Sunday, the 5 horse. Better early pace, better late pace in the last race. 3rd start after a layoff, and the first time today that it's going to catch a dose of Lasix. which is the case for a lot of 3-year-olds because as 2-year-olds, they can't take it. So, and then finally, I'm going to roll with the other first-time starter, Dawn's Mist. It's the 7 horse. Since none of the other horses with any experience have hit par so far, my pick 4, 3-4 with 3-5-7 with 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 4, 5, and 8. I am a bit concerned, however, that this opening pick 4 could catch some low-priced horses. $10 pick 3. I'm going to go 4 over the 7 over the 4, 6, and see if maybe we can collect 10 times that amount. So in race number 2, it does look like they like that 3 horse a lot. He has 4 to 5 for your first time starter in this race number 2. All right, Terry, we're done with 2. That means we move on to race number 3.
All right. So in race 3, we're going to go up 5 furlongs, all-weather track. Maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $44,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
Perfect. So 5 furlongs on that all-weather track. Much like we saw in the opener, again, speed will be dominant in the first rounds of races at Gulfstream Park today. 40%, again, go wire to wire. Small rail bonus for Spurious, 2 through 7. They play a bit under par. Really the best place to be, surprisingly, with that quick left-hand turn, is 8 and out in race number 3. Terry, we don't have 8 horses because of a scratch in there, but it does look like we have some speed on the outside.
Yeah, that's right. That 1 and 7 show the most speed, and they're pretty close to one another, so they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole if they both get good breaks. The 1 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 15 to 1. The 3 has an overlay from 5 to 1 to 20 to 1, and the 8 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 9 to 2. And then all but the 4, 6, and 8 have par plus, and all but the 3, 5, and 6 have C zones, and the 1 and the 7 have nice Q30s, especially that 1.
Yeah, and also has that big chance to get to the front. Maybe we should have it in our picks, Terry.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, well, we should have all of them. Just press the all button. Here you got another lone E over here with that 7 horse of 4, 6, and 8 so far. There I've wanted to close. The 1 horse has not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. 3 and 5 today make their debuts. Early on, the speed belongs to the 1, then the 7. So one should get the edge on the 7, but pretty competitive, only 8-point difference from the experienced horses from top to bottom. This race probably going to be one at the end then. Knock Knock Joe has the most speed. He'll be knocking him home late. The 7 horse, though, right there again with some late speed to boot. It's also your top total pace horse, 6 points better than Knock Knock Joke. So let's see if maybe the 3 other 5 should get in the mix with the 7 and 8, Terry.
Well, I like the 7 is my first choice. He's finished in the money in 4 races out of 6 career starts, and has he ran second versus Simmer in his last race. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Then I like 5, New York, his first time starter, whose dam has 4 winners from 4 starters, and one of those was a stakes winner. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Struball, the 6, is my third choice. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 19% of the starts when taking a horse from a maiden race to a maiden claiming race. And he has a bullet workout on January 10th. Then I like the 4 Max and FIFO. He switches to a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 27% of the starts in maiden claiming races. And he has a high percentage winning jockey, drops in class, and Lasix is added. He's my long shot. No additional bets here for me.
I'm going to go with the 7 horse Replevin. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how we're doing it today. Top last race speed figure, 4 points. Again, top total pace, 6 points. 3 consecutive speed figure increases. All of those are angles that win at more than 15%, folks. So why not check off all those boxes? Old Marsh, the 3 horse, is the top rated first time starter in here. Long shot too, 20 to 1 morning line in there. Does have some decent workouts. The 5 horse New York. That one is a first time starter too for trainer Brad Cox, since most of these horses have not hit par for this level. And then Knock Knock Joke. It is the most consistent performer in the spot. I'm going to do a dollar trifecta box, $1.50 trifecta box. 3, 5, 7, and 8. As I'm coming out swinging with my money, Terry, in the first 3 races. I'm going to be broke before long, my friend. All right, well, before I go broke, let's talk about race 4.
Okay. Race 4 is 1 mile. We're stretching out. It's claiming race 8,000, purse 23,000 for four-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Scary Creations in that last race likes the 4 horse. Maxin FIFO, first in, first out. First timer for Victor Barboza. Can get those horses ready to go. Likes the 8 knock knock joke. Terry, what's your best knock knock joke?
Knock knock, who's there?
They paid almost. Your foot, what?
Foot's caught in the door.
Your foot's caught in the door.
Yeah, I messed that up. So.
All right, number 4 too. So it looks like 4 is pretty popular in there. In race 4, Terry, did we talk about the conditions?
No, you have not. I have. I did. Yeah, you haven't talked about your part.
All right, so here we got a 1-turn mile. So pay attention to that, especially now in the Kentucky Derby qualifying season. They have to make 2 turns when they head off to Churchill, so they should be making 2 turns as they prep for that big race. At a mile on the track, usually 1-turn races act like sprints. This one does. The horse that wins the race to the first call wins the race nearly 3 out of 10 times. A bit of a rail discount for Flatter Me. Somehow 2 and 3 is the best place to be. 4 through 7 plays fair. 8 and out is a bit of a discount. So it looks like be in the middle of the track, Terry. Have a little bit of speed in race 4 and you got a shot, but looks like one horse is considerably quicker than the rest.
That's right. They all show some speed, but that 6 has the most speed by far, and it should get to that quarter pole first if it gets out of the gate good. The 3 has an overlay from 14-1 to 20-1. The 4 has an overlay from 6 to 5, 2 to 1. 5 has an overlay from 5-1 to 30-1. All but the 3 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones.
So if you're new and you're wondering what in the hell is he talking about par plus, well, in this race, there's an average speed figure according to the folks at Brisnet of 81. So when we did our 1,000 simulations, 418 times, Knox produced a number at least that high, if not higher. Our race shape for race number 4, well, look, you got the 3 horse wants to be at least a pressure horse. Everybody else prefers to close, Terry, and it's a distance where speed works. So if you get to the front, you should have a good shot. Pirate Radio, left arrow horse. Knox, left arrow horse. 16 Candles, left arrow horse, but really nobody in here with blistering speed. This crew might just jog around the track. Then the late speed goes to 16 Cigarettes. 16 Candles was a movie. 16 Cigarettes, that guy had a good night. And then our top 3 total pace horses, they're all pretty much tied the even number horses, Terry. So are we going to go all even here?
Well, I like not all the way, but at least the first 2. I like number 4, Knox. Switches to high percentage when the jockey has the highest speed figure at today's distance, his best start speed. He's fast among today's starters. He actually tied with another horse, and he has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the dirt starts he has a horse competing in. 16 Cigarettes, the 6, won his last race, earning the highest last speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Flatter Me, the 1 is my 3rd choice, ran 2nd versus similar in his last race. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He actually tied with number 4. And then things are getting hairy. The 3 is my long shot. He likes Parks Racing. He's been in the money 50% of the time, winning 18% of the starts, and distance is not a problem for him as he's been in the money 71% of the start and won 29% of the races. No additional bets for me in this race.
I'm just betting crazy, man. I had all that money in my pocket. It was burning a hole in my leg there. I'm going to go with the 6 horse, 16 Cigarettes. Did run the best speed figure last time out, 3 points clear of the next closest competitor. Andrew Beyer says that's the benchmark. Solid chance to be forward, doesn't necessarily need it, but also has, as we saw, the most late speed. So I'd expect that one to sit 3rd or 4th and then turn its way home. Scary Creation says, look out for Knox. That one should show more speed on the drop. I think it's another one of my favorite handicapping angles. Scary Creations is what I call the finally healthy angle. Rarely makes 2 starts in a row. And today is one of those days where he makes 2 starts in a row. So you see here on the 4 horse, we'll pull it up on the screen. Let me make it a touch bigger. You can see here, this horse races. You make 2 starts here. Races to the barn, races to the barn, races to the barn, races to the barn. Races to the barn today, races, making a 2nd start out. And the rare times it actually did that, Look what happens to the speed number in race number 2. It pops every single time. So I do think Knox should come out and pop today as well. Pirate Radio, the 2-horse, that one going back to a mile should help that horse at that distance, a win and a third in 2 tries. And then Things Getting Hairy, baby. I'm going to take a long shot there too, Terry, with Things Getting Hairy. It is the right distance. It's run it 7 times. 2 of them ended in the winner's circle. 3 of them ended in the runner-up spot. Any other distance, they ran 5 times, only 1/3 in the mix. I'm going to do a $2. This is going to have a little bit of money in this race. A 20-cent pick 6 with that. It's like a $107,000 jackpot today. So I think that means it's a winner take all, or you have to have somebody win it. I'm not quite sure what that means, but 246 with the 158 with the 137 with the 1 with the 17 1210, just a touch under $33, and then a $2 exact the key box with the 6-horse. They can get some decent odds on that one with the 2, 3, and 4. And I think that's probably almost all of my money in there, Terry. It has to be close anyway. Race 5, what's on tap here?
Okay, well, in race 5, we're going to go to 7.5 furlongs, and we're going to go to the turf. The claiming race of $25,000 claiming price, $37,000 purse for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, this is the middle race on the card. There are 2 of them today, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. This one and the last one. So watch this one to see how the bias plays out today. But prior to today at 7.5 furlongs, stalkers. So middle forward, great place to be. Still a bunch down there, 24% winning on the front. Kobe Bryant, small inside to outside bias. That's kind of strange. You would think the inside would have a bigger edge. Look how fast they make that turn there, Terry. But really hasn't been the case so far. No deal makers or deal breakers. But speed is useful. Who's got it?
Well, it looks like to me that they all have some kind of speed, and there's a couple of them, the 3 and the 7 have the most speed. They could go to the quarter pole together. And then the 3 has an overlay of, 16 to 1, 30 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 3 to 1, 5 to 1. The 6 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 4 to 1. All show par plus, all show C zones, and the 4 has 100% Q30.
It's got all the corner points. I'm guessing nobody wants to go forward, and that's probably what's going to say here. Well, the 1 and 3 want to go forward. The 4, Mobe Princess, that one has all the querying points. Hey, that's a closer. Maybe a little left arrow action in there. Of those front runners, well, it does look like the 3, Seeking by Storm, has a pretty good early speed edge over everybody in this field. The 1's all the way down at the bottom. If he needs the lead, it could be a rough day for that guy. Late speed, Gimme Mo Baby. Gianna Carrington, there's that 1 horse with the late speed. Mobe Princess, really only Seeking by the Storm with all that early speed red at the end there. Top total pace horses, usually the 4. Top ones give you the winner. Look at here, only 9 points separating everybody but the 3. Looks like a pretty competitive spot here, Terry. Why does the 5 horse, Gimme Mo Baby, get your top spot?
Well, because she's finishing the money in 6 races out of 13 starts on the turf, so she likes the turf. Her best turf speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 8 is finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, which is to a high percentage winning jockey. Has a bullet workout on 4 furlongs on January 5th. And then the 1, Carrington, is my 3rd choice, has a high percentage winning trainer. She has the highest last speed rating. Chaka as the 6 is my long shot.
You.
Huh?
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 21% of the claiming races he has a horse competing in. Blinkers are added today to keep her mind on business, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
You're going to take a shot with the 7. Gianna stretching out. Only time this distance was against much, much better. So blowing up our pick 4s again. Thank you very much. We appreciate that, Scary. I have the 5 horse on top 2. Gimme Mo, baby. That one right there, most back class. Should be better in the second start after a layoff, after showing improved early pace last out. Carrington on the rail. Terry, top last race speed figure. 3 points better than everybody else. Look at that C zone right at the top of the class there. Only class dropper in the race. Should be better in the second start, too. That's what the resume says. Miscreants. the 8 horse, another one of those finely healthy types in there, Terry. 2 starts in a row for this one is rare and does have its best published workout. I was really thinking about putting that one in the second spot. Mobe Princess, man, the last time we had a horse that had 100 Q30, Terry, I think we've only had one before.
Yeah.
At least the horses that had some experience. And that one won and did so relatively easily. This one should be forward. Very consistent performer. Losing a little distance. I'll take it. Maybe I should have taken the 7 instead. How much time do we have coming up here, Terry?
We have 6 minutes.
Yeah, so that means 20. All right. Race 6. This one starts the back half of the card, Terry. Before we go off to race number 6 for these maiden races, tomorrow you and I will be back to do the championship meet down there in Gulfstream one more time. Friday will be Foreign Friday with Tom. We haven't picked the location yet, but we'll let you know. The best way to make sure you don't miss any of that great stuff, Terry, well, you got the details for that.
Yeah, I do. And it's you should subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell. Doing that will let you know when our races are coming up. They'll notify you. And then our programs, and then go down and copy that link at the bottom, share with everybody you know. Go to our social sites such as X and Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like, and then keep these comments and picks coming on the during the shows. We enjoy to see those, and they really help us out too.
We have 2 very goals that we have this year, besides helping everybody make more money at the track. Getting to 10,000 subscribers or followers on Twitter. So if you're watching on Twitter right now and you're not following us, please pick up your mouse and just hit the follow button. We'd greatly appreciate that. And after you're done doing that, hit the retweet button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and then go ahead and hit the like button as well, so they know that you like what you see. Terry, what do you see in race 6?
Okay, so in race 6, we're going to go to a 5.5 furlongs all weather, purse 50,000. It's for maidens, fillies, and 3-year-olds.
Yes, state bred, Florida. And if you haven't been, I don't know, Scary, if you've been through there or anybody else who's following along with us today, part of the Horse Racing Today Nation. Have you ever been through Ocala, Florida? Florida. Oh my gosh, it's like you remember that old TV show Dallas, Terry?
Yeah,
where you had like J.R. Ewing and all of these huge estates with like the gated things with their names on the gates and all that kind of stuff, and just huge area for horse racing. It's quite the sight for sure. But anyway, for these Florida breds at 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather, early speed 38% of the time. The horse that gets the lead early on keeps the lead and collects the checkered flag. Outside is better than inside, but the rail is fair for Spirited Boss, Terry. Speed is the best way to the winner's circle in race number 6. Who's got the best speed?
Well, as you can see here, the 1, 2, and 4 have the most speed in here, and they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 3 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 6 to 1. All of them have par plus. All but the 7 show C-zone, and the 1 and the 2 have pretty nice Q30s.
Our race shape, get that first W, the 4 and 1. Well, look at that 1 horse already in its career showing it could be pretty much anywhere on the track. The 4 horse, that one wants to lead 2, 3, and 6, so they've not been within 5 lengths of the leader. The 5 and 7, so maybe you just take the 4 and the 1 based upon this with the 2 first-time starters and likely find the winner in that mix. At the start of the race, well, we do see that the 1, 2, and 4 are pretty similar early speed in there. I would expect that they would line up just like that. As they come home, it does look like Starship Vengeance, the 3 horse, the most late speed. About 1 length more than everybody else, but it looks like it'll be 2 lengths behind the leaders. So that one might have to scoot up a little bit at the start. Our top total pace horse in there is the 1 horse Spirited Boss. 4 points better than Starship Vengeance. Grade A, it looks like the 2 and 6, they might have to drop in class to be competitive. Which one, Terry, do you think is going to win?
I like the 1 Spirited Boss, finished 3rd versus similar in her only start as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and has a high percentage winning jockey. Grade A, the 4 is finished 2nd versus similar in her last race, has the highest last race speed rating, and her best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters. Starship Vengeance, the 3, finished 3rd versus similar in her only start. She has a high percentage winning jockey and Lasix is added. Brittany's Way is a 7. My long shot is a first-time starter whose dam has one winner from one starter. She has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout at 4 furlongs on January 6th. I'm going to play the second and last pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 3, 4, 5, 7 with the 1, 3, with the 1, 3, 4, with the 2, 7, 10, a $45 ticket.
Saludos to you, Jose Almeida, as well. Our good friend, Private Ross. And here likes the 7 horse, Brittany's Way, at 5-1. Hopefully, Brittany's Way can find its way to the winner's circle. I have it in my picks, too, as does Terry in our pick 4s. But we both started with the 1 horse, Spirited Boss. If this horse makes any second race improvement, this race is a wrap. Brittany's Way is the top-rated first-time starter. And here, Terry does have a back bullet workout, so an indication of a horse with some talent, Private Ross. Maybe that one takes the W off that back bullet. Starship Vengeance is another horse that if it improves in its second race, it could find its way to the winner's circle too if the 1 doesn't take that move forward. And then the 4 horse, Grade A, Speed Horse, getting Lasix today, Terry. A lot of times those horses that have early speed that get that Lasix, man, they get that stamina and they can hold that speed to the end. Last time without the Lasix, just missed with that early pace. 1, 3, 4, 7 to start my pick 4. I'm going to single up the 1, and then I'm going to go 1, 3, 6, 7 with the 1, 2, 9, and 10 to close out my pick 4. So we got race 2 about to hit the board, Terry.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the odds and see if there's anybody or anything in there that might offer some value. Right now, the 3 horse is your favorite. The 4 horse is the second choice. I need that 4 horse to win. Come on, baby, get the lead. Hold off that first-time starter so I can cash out that $15 daily double. As far as any value is concerned, it doesn't really look like you're getting much value. Maybe the 7 horse, Don's value.
Yeah, I would think the 7, yeah.
We have that one at 5-1. But it's really, I think, a first-time starter, if I remember correctly. So those odds are just based upon the average race of everybody else. So what that tells me is, aside from the 4, none of the other horses with experience are really all that meriting a bet. Again, whilst we wait for them to load, today's free track down in a little bit more north in Florida, Tampa Bay Downs. That one is a free track. There is a link in the description below. My mom lives in Tampa, complaining, oh, it's cold down here. She said they had a day in the 30s recently. That's got to feel really cold down there. When the show is over at horseracingtoday.net, we will have a link, or we have a copy of all of our picks along with a replay of the show right here. You'll find a replay of the show right there too. I will upload that momentarily after the show ends. In the description on YouTube, we will timestamp every race. So when you come back a little bit later on today, you want to see why Terry has the 1 horse as his best bet coming up. So stay tuned for that. You can watch that race and see why Terry likes that 1 horse, as do I. I singled it in my pick 4. And then when you're here, hit that HRT gear. Come on over here, get yourself a long sleeve shirt to help battle those temperatures in the teens all across the country today, Terry. All right, so race number 2. Have they started to load yet? They are heading into the gates right now. So the 1 goes in. What's that one called? Seatat Riz. The 2 horse, Daddy's Queen. Every daddy with his daughter has a lot of queens. Candy and Wine. That one is heading into the gates right now. The first-time starter, very calmly too. I'm concerned about that one foiling my pick 4, my pick 3, and my daily double. The 5 horse moving in nicely as well. Green on green, that looks pretty good. The 4 horse is a little bit restless in the gates right there. In goes the 6 horse, Princess Claudia. Another one moving in very smoothly. And then finally, we're going to get Dawn's Miss, the 7 horse. Oh, the gray. Too bad it's not wet today, because then you would want to bet the gray. That one, of course, wants to act up. The last one going in. Little feisty jump, but acquiesced to the demands of the assistants. They're all in, and they're all off. The 3 horse, the first time starter, getting a little bit of a sluggish break, so that works out well for my 4. who has found his way to the lead. So that 3 horse is going to have to prove to be something pretty good to run down that 4 right now, considering its sluggish break. The 4 horse did get the lead on its own. This has a bunch of company behind it right now, though, as it hasn't really tried to pull away, maybe reserving a little bit. That 3 horse with the sluggish break has moved its way into second place. That horse, either way, is one that you got to watch out for. Jockey sitting down on that 4 horse right now, Rancho Vista, the 3 horse jockey up on that one. Let's see which one asks its horse to go first. Looks like the 4 horse was asked to go first, which makes me a little bit concerned right there. Hopefully that sluggish start is going to work against the 3 horse. They're making their way home. The 3 horse kind of went up the track a little bit, so that should help the 4 horse. I think it might help the 4 horse. The 3 horse is trying to close in. The 5 horse on the outside, that's the one, Terry, that's going to probably screw up my bet. Come on, finish line. Get to the finish line. It's not going to get to the finish line first. The 5 horses. So your pick 4 stays alive. My 4 horse finishes in second place. Not good for me, but good for you, Terry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Looks like it looked like at the top of the stretch, the 4 might just win this, but then here comes that 5 on the outside.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, it's the way it goes sometimes. Can't win them all, unfortunately.
No.
Been on a roll with my bets, so hopefully we can do that. Well, we talked about race number 7 being the one, Terry, where your best bet's going to make its way to the screen today. What's happening here?
Okay, in race 7, we're going to go to 6 furlongs, and it's a claiming race, $12,500 claiming price, purse $26,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races.
Yes, so 6 furlongs on that main track does favor early speed. 4 out of 10 win on the gate to wire style. Inside, better than outside, Terry. Who on the inside has the gas?
All right. Well, the 1. Look at how much speed that 1 has. That should get to that quarter pole first. Gets out of that gate okay. The 5 has overlay from 7-1 to 12-1. All but the 2 and 4 have par plus, and all of them have C zones.
Indeed. Our trip handicapping lets us know a lot of early speed in this race, Terry. Not surprising considering that's how you are the most likely way to win. 4 and 7 with some versatility. You got the 2 horse in here. Hey, if closing works out again because they run too fast early, that's 6 horse in there. Severance might be the one that runs him down at the end if he has the late speed. But it looks like I'm Lucky Man has a pretty considerable early race edge over all the other speed horses. David Song might be in there along with High Strike. They'll compete for that second spot. David Song should get the edge with the inside positioning. I'm Peppa. That one has the most late speed. So if that 5 breaks sharp, look out. Has more than a length late speed edge over the rest of the track. The 1 horse, I'm a Lucky Man, 4 points clear of I'm Peppa. Yeah. Then the 2 and then the 3, David Song, our top 4 in here, Terry. This is your bet of the day.
It is.
Reasons why.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Lucky Man is my bet of the day at Parks. The 1 horse, he drops in class today. The rail post win in 19% clip. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. David Song, the 3, drops in class today. Can improve while returning to the dirt. Astolian, the 4, is my 3rd choice. Won his last race at Gulfstream Park. Has a high speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 8 is a long shot High Strike. He may improve on the dirt while returning to the dirt. His early speed running style helps his chances, and he's returning to a sprint could also help. I'm going to bet $20 to win on number 1, a $5 exacta key box, 1 with the 348, a $10 exacta, 1 with the 348 in second place, and then the $5 double, the 1 with the 1345. That's it.
I also have the 1 horse. I think it's just going to have too much speed for everybody else in this race. Going to get to the lead. 40% of them go wire to wire. I think he gets to the front, stays to the front. Second start after a layoff. Does have a maintenance workout, so should be more fit today. Lace Up, the 7 horse, better fractions in its last race. Cut from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs. With back class should be helpful. Estonian, the 4 horse. Hey, that's our good friend Private Ross's pick right in here. Should be solid in the 3rd start after layoff. That's what happened in that 5 horse was the 3rd start after layoff for that one too. It's the proper distance for the 4. 4 times out, 2 wins, 2nd and a 3rd. The 6 horse is a long shot. Severance. That one, Terry, is an all or nothing. He's had 6 races, won 2 of them, finished off the board in the other. He's got a 3 furlong bullet workout. Suggests that the connections are going to send this one forward today, and that one does its best work when it goes forward, like it should today. Next up is the beginning of the late daily double. That takes us to race number 8, Terry. What are they running for here?
7 furlongs, and it's an optional claiming race, $20,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. It's a purse of $54,000 for state-bred 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $20,000.
Yeah, the Quirky Speed does, again, favor fast horses. It's been a dirt course. It's kind of always been that way at Gulfstream. 1 out of 4, they win the first call. They win the last call. Very strong outside to inside bias here, Terry. So Buffalo Girls on the outside with some gas when the gates open, have a good shot to go wire to wire, Terry. And looks like the 8 horse has that speed.
That's true. That 8 horse has more speed than the rest, so it should get to that quarter pole first. The 3 has an overlay of 2-1 to 9-2. 7 has an overlay of 9-5 to 3-1. All but the 2 have par plus, and all but the 4 show C zones.
Our race shape for here. Let's see what the story is on this one. Well, really nobody lead dependent. The 1 horse is the one that's most likely to go forward. 5 and 8, they want to sit in that shotgun seat. That 7, Raging Fury, can be just about anywhere on the track. So if these 3 go too slow, that 7 will probably press them. 2, 3, 4, and 6, they want to close early on to see if anybody has a race edge. Impromptitude, that one, the closer. Oh, look at that. Left arrow horse, Terry, 1 length faster than everybody else. Look out for that. Those horses can be extremely dangerous. The most late speed belongs to Raging Fury, along with Belts and Brooks. Those 2 are about a length and change ahead of everybody else. Looks like the top 3 are pretty well settled in here, Terry. 7, 3, and 6, a pretty big drop off from there. Any of those your favorites?
No, the one's my top choice. Beastly Speed ran second versus Tougher in his last race, can improve at the shorter distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. 3 is my second choice, finishing the money in his last 5 races, winning 2 of the races, drops in class today. He has a highest speed rating. 4, WW Candy. He ran 3rd in his last race as the favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite race back to race again. He has the highest speed favorite at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. He's got a lot of boxes marked off. The 5 is my long shot. He won his last race at Gulfstream Park. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has a bullet workout on January 3rd. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
I'm going to go with Raging Fury. He has the most upside in this race, and 2 excellent works. 2 of its best published workouts since it last raced, and also the edge on the outside post. Raging Beastly Speed is the second up for me. Should be as good, probably shot to be a lot better, making that second start off the sidelines. Impromptitude is a class dropper. This guy's been off since June, comes back to the track today. Last time this horse had a first start after a layoff, it just missed. And then finally, Belts in Brooks. 3 consecutive speed figure increases, very high par plus number. We'll see if that one can bring those combination into a in-the-money finish. Again, tomorrow, Terry, we will do Gulfstream Park once again. To make sure that you're involved in that show, hell, we really appreciate all the comments today. Keeps the show moving quicker. It's more fun that way, too. To make sure that tomorrow you can participate and see what we think about Gulfstream Park, Terry, there's a couple of things that are really easy to do.
Yeah, it's really easy to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. And then hit that little bell. Once you've done that, they'll notify you about all of our programs coming up, such as Foreign Friday, and then go to the bottom and copy the link and share it with everybody you know. Go to our social sites at Horse Race and Number 2 Day. Give us thumbs ups and likes. That helps us out quite a bit to give us more tools to help you out. And then keep those comments coming in the picks as you're doing during the show. We love to see them, and they help us out also with algorithms.
Yeah, Private Ross giving some good advice on the horses and also giving good advice to help us out with the search engine scores. Like when you hit the like button or you give us a comment, you come back to watch the show again. You on Twitter, you retweet, you leave a comment, you follow us. Any interactivity between you and us really boosts our search engine score. So when people go online on Google or Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, wherever, and they search for horse racing picks, there's a strong likelihood that'll help us move up the rankings so people can find us. We greatly appreciate that. Race number 9, the last race for you and I today, Terry. Again, I mentioned it's going to be a turf race. Indeed, that's what it is. What is the prize?
It's 7.5 furlongs at turf. A maiden claiming race, $35,000 claiming price, purse $37,000, and it's for maidens 3-year-olds.
And on that grass at Gulfstream Park for 7.5 furlongs. Stalkers do well. Kobe Bryant, 24% of the time they win wire to wire. There's a small inside to outside bias, really no big edge in that respect. But speed is useful, Terry, and it looks like there's a few of them with some similar early speed.
Yeah, there is a lot of speed in here. As you can see, most of the horses have speed, but that 7 and the 11 have the most speeds. I think it's anyone's guess race again. And then the 2 has an overlay of 8, 5, 4 to 1. The 6 has an overlay from 8 to 1 to 15 to 1. The 9 has an overlay from 13 to 1 to 20 to 1. All but the 1 and 7 have par plus, and 7 and 8 have the only C zones. And 8 has a nice Q30.
Yeah, 86% on that 8 horse. El Chispazo. Let's take a look at how they want to line up on the track. Well, the 7 wants to be forward. This group wants to close. So far, the 5, 8, and 10, they've not been interested in the finish line. The 9 horse today, Keen Pike. That one, going to give it a go for the first time. Looks like in this race, pretty spread out on the early part there. Only 5 points distance between all of these horses. So pretty much any of them can get to the front there. On the late speed, looks like Maldini, Imperatus, a little bit quicker than, again, a lot of them in the same ballpark there. This one looks like a very competitive race to close the show here. You can see that in there. Don't get caught wide, get a good trip, probably the key to the winner's circle, Terry, and somehow we like the same 2 at the top.
Yeah, that's right. I like that too, as you do too. It's ran second versus similar on all-weather track in his only start. The breeding suggests he will like the grass, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 10 Dazzle AP drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, has a who wins 32% of the starts and horses first time on the grass, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 7 Racid drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. My long shot is Senior Money. The 4, he finished 3rd versus similar on the dirt in his only start, but his dam has 5 winners from stick starters, and he has Lasix added this today. That's about it for me.
I'm going to go in this final race of the day for us today at Gulfstream Park with the 2 as well. Maldini had the top last race speed figure, 6 points better than anybody else. Second race improvement for this guy, and this race is over, as it's the only one so far that's hit par. The 10 horse, Dazzle AP. This is another one with second race improvement that will be very dangerous. It is a maiden special weight dropper, so we're going to go with another maiden special weight dropper with I'm Due. Inside post could be useful here. A little bit of a long shot there with that first-time starter, Keen Pike. December 24th, while the rest of us were getting ready to celebrate Christmas, this one was on the track, putting in some work, baby. Dedicated for sure. 4 furlongs, 47 and 4. That's fast, Terry. That means that horse has talent. Why not in a maiden race? No additional bets for me. Race number 1 was won by the 4 horse. Race number 2 was won by the 5 horse, our third pick, and always the one that's next in my line whenever, for whatever reason, I miss out on those pick 4s. And here are our thoughts for the rest of the day. Terry's best bet in race number 8 with the 1. There you go.
Race number 7.
Race number 7 with the 1. All right.
Yeah.
Too many ones in a row from you there, Terry.
That's right.
All right. Any final thoughts from you before we start our work for tomorrow?
Yeah, just be safe. Give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. And if you're playing the races, hopefully you win. And anything else you're doing in life, I hope you win at. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Again, if you're following us on any of the social sites and you haven't subscribed yet, it's important that you click the follow button. We greatly appreciate that. The higher our numbers go, the more tools those companies unlock for us to help us really then accelerate growth. And we greatly appreciate that. The more we bring in, the more we'll be able to bring forward to you. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this hump day that you spent with today with Hollywood Hay and myself at Gulfstream Park, we wish you nothing but God's blessing, God's favor on every single thing that you do. No matter what, you're going to go for the 10-cent Super on no money. Good job. Go for that pick six today too, folks. It's $107,000 jackpot. It'll probably double or triple from there. And if you play it, we hope you have God's grace, God's favor, and that it ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes. We'll see you mañana. Till then, have a blessed hump day.